At y'all's meeting Thursday night, find out what exactly happened.
We will discuss that with them, and probably somehow on the ride home tonight we will do that as well. But it is 28-13. Cougars have the lead, but the Trojans trying to get down in their second down and 10 from the 33-yard line. 20 seconds remaining.
Joe's checking out the secondary. They're dropping everybody out. There's only a three-man rush. Oh, my goodness. They tried to run the underneath screen there, but he had to get rid of it a little quick, and receiver wasn't ready for it. Third down and 10 yards to go, 15 seconds. They're good for about 2 more plays. Got the signal in. Joe's ready to chunk it.
Third down and 10. Bordelon back to pass. Trying to get his guys down the field. Zips this one, but throws it behind the intended receiver.
It's going to be fourth down. Go for the big one, or you try to pick up the first down.
9 seconds to go. I think you don't see this a lot of times. You see the old hook and lateral that gets ran on it.
Got a timeout here, but St. Thomas More called it again. I guess they want to make sure they
nobody gets behind you. Make
yeah.
sure of all of those things.
Trojans.
28-13 in this one. It started out 21-0 St. Thomas More, but the electric kickoff return by the Cougars, 91 yards to the house to start things off, made it 7-0. You thought JT Lindsay was going to answer back. He comes down to the Cougars' 35-yard line, but was unable to get anything going. For there were the Trojans.
Yeah, you know me in special teams. That's a big thing that especially early in the year, it's going to cost you a game sometimes, and it'll help you win a game sometimes. And so far, it's bit the Trojans tonight.
Giving a lot of pressure over the top. That potential first down is there, but the Trojans won't have time.
Three-man rush, and they're dropping everybody up except the middle linebacker, so he's going to have to hit something about 10, 15 yards deep, just a stop route.
Run that slot towards the official. You do have a timeout. They go over the middle, and Joe just airmails this one, intended for Jalen Johnson. There'll be 2 seconds remaining.
Hit the defender in the hands, and he couldn't catch it.
So 28-13 is where we're going to find ourselves at halftime in this tape-delayed broadcast of it here. 28-13. They look like they wound the extra 2 seconds off. 12-6 at the half. Menard over Pineville, and it is halftime here. It looks like as both teams are making their ways to the.
Coach Bachman's wanting to know what transpired, I think, with the deal a while ago. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Coach Bachman not very happy with that at all, and he is getting his money's worth out there on this one. And we'll talk to him sometime tonight, of course, and relay the way things went back there. It is halftime here in Lafayette. Coach Ernie Lott, I am Doug Gann, and we'll be back to give you some insight to things, how they went in the first half when we come back.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
If you could fly, you can play hide and go seek in the clouds. I want to be a pilot. So you can see the whole entire world. If you could fly, you could see the whole world whenever you want.
You're really gonna go on a plane with a pilot. Seriously. Your dream's gonna come true.
Please join us in supporting Dreams Come True of Louisiana. Donate today at gilesgivesback.com.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
There was a huge assembly, and then he came to the gym and he announced it.
I would like to honor a warrior that is right here.
I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor kidney cancer.
Colin McGee. We're going to fly you and your family to Universal Studios in Los Angeles to meet Adam Levine. Yes.
Got there, and then we went to Santa Monica Pier, and the water felt good, and I found a bunch of cool rocks, and then we went to The Voice the next day. I got to meet Adam Levine after the show, which was amazing.
I'm Bob Giles, and I believe every business should give back. Join me at gilesgivesback.com.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Cenla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Back to St. Thomas More we go. Coaching 28-13 at the half. The Trojans find themselves behind. And, I mean, it was about 8 seconds into the game that they saw their first deficit on that 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
Yeah, like I say, we didn't have a chance to go over the keys of the game, but that was one of my very first things that we needed to get off to a fast start, unlike the Karen Crow game where they got down 21-0 and Karen Crow kind of dictated the pace of the game. 3 yards in a cloud of dust and burn up a lot of clock, and then kind of put Trojans behind the 8 ball. Defense didn't show up for the first quarter in that one, and in this case, it's a combination of both offense and defense. Just I don't know if it was the ride or what, or St. Thomas More come out for bear, but didn't bode well for the Trojans early on, and in the second quarter, then they started to get things clicking. Some adjustments were made, blocking schemes and defensive-wise, and did a little bit better job. But St. Thomas More was just hammering them in the first quarter. They were running over us, poor tackling on the Trojans' part, and got behind. And hopefully they can come back in the second half and get back in this game. They were moving the ball right there at the end. Time ran out and wasn't able to get a score. That would have made it 20 or 21 to 28, which would have made it a little closer. We get the ball to start the second half, so they can come down and get a score, get right back in this thing.
We talked about it last week as well. The Trojans had an opportunity. They were down by a score going into the half, had an opportunity to get in there and get the touchdown, and were unable to do so, and came out in similar circumstance, had the ball to start the second half, were unable to get a touchdown of it. Karen Crow went down and extended the lead back to 2 touchdowns. The Trojans now have some work to do to get it back within 1. That D's got to work. Good signs of life to that offense in the second quarter, but man, you've got to have some. Just St. Thomas More is really you don't say a step ahead, but a step ahead.
Yeah, to me, I was most impressed with their blocking schemes. They were putting a hat on a hat. We didn't have anybody running free, and even when we did have somebody come up to make a tackle, their running backs were running extremely hard and was running over our guys, especially in that first quarter. Coach made some adjustments there in the second quarter, and they did a little bit better job, but still we hadn't been able to completely shut them down. The interception there right before the half stopped another scoring drive, or it would be 35-13 right now.
And well, what a difference it makes. The inadvertent whistle caused that to be a touchback, we believe, was the call on that. That moved, now you can say that he took it back to the house perhaps because everybody had stopped, and you think that he heard the whistle on there, and that may be what led to the wide open real estate, but Bachman was visibly upset at that point.
Yeah, he ran around the end zone. Nothing like he just stops, and that was the thing that I couldn't understand. And, you know, he was still making an effort. It'd been different if he'd just stopped and stood there, but you'll see it on the replay, I'm sure. He continued to run around the end zone, and then once he kept going, and then he kind of hesitated, I guess, when they blew the whistle. But, you know, I don't know. Yeah, that's history now, but there's nothing you can do about it. The Trojans going to have to come out and play a whole lot better the second half if they're going to get back in this game.
Indeed, they are. A lot of football to go in this one, and if you come out and get the touchdown here, you've got yourself some momentum. And this must be a new thing this year, flashing those LED lights. You know, back in the day, Coach, when you turn them lights off, you're 45 minutes before they come back on, so you can't flash them but once.
That's it. You'd be playing in the dark. And I have had some games where we played with just one bank of lights on one side because the other one went out and couldn't get them to come back on. And so
you remember a few years ago at Ash where the one of the bank of lights on the near side went out. Shortly after that, a bank of lights on the far side went out, and you know, they were scratching their heads wondering what was going on. And we found out later it was inside the concession stand that their crock pot wasn't working. So they were flicking fuse breakers, and it knocked off a couple of the banks of lights. And, you know, they don't have the LED lights, so it took till after halftime to get the lights back on in that one. And it was reminded me of the Christmas Vacation movie where they're turning that light on and off and on and off. And that was that was just one of those stories of a lot of excitement, and we'll see if the Trojans are able to write a story on an epic comeback. We're going to take one more break. We've got the 3-minute warm-up. We believe Lightning we see off to our left. Have to be real careful with that. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break, and we'll be back. You're listening to Ash Trojan Football on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
The 2022 Time Dealer of the Year, Bob Giles, is now the new Hyundai dealer in Senla. Bob earned the industry's most prestigious award out of 16,000 new car dealers nationwide.
Hi, I'm Bob Giles, and I promise our team at the all-new Giles Hyundai will do everything possible to live up to the high standards that earned us this most prestigious honor. And with the utmost enthusiasm, we greatly look forward to serving you.
Welcome back to the second half of action here. St. Thomas More in Lafayette, Louisiana. Again, this game can be seen in its entirety on a tape delay basis starting tonight. We'll upload the rest of it when we get home, but a tape delay basis due to contractual agreements here. So you'll be able to pick this one up in its entirety tomorrow. Probably late tonight, knowing Chuck and the trip back on here. But we find ourselves on game one of a back-to-back road week. Coach, as a reminder, game is next Thursday in Natchitoches. Yeah. So the Thomas Bachman Show will be Wednesday night live from Walk-Ons. Had a great time. Should have been out there with us. You're probably driving the water polo team somewhere, though, or something.
Actually, I was. It was the soccer volleyball team, but we went to the east side of the state, and they pulled out a big win over Slaughter, if you know where Slaughter is.
I do. I do know that.
In the middle of nowhere. But anyway, they won 3 straight sets, games, whatever you call it in volleyball. But I got back late. Tried to catch the replay, but it had a little technical difficulty. I'm not too technologically advanced, so couldn't figure it out.
Nevertheless, here we go. Well, they're still grinding off those last 30 seconds. You know, they have the 12-minute halftime and then the 3 minutes after that. St. Thomas More trying out their fancy new lights tonight. That was entertaining, though. Had the ramp that was there. Their guys came out of to the smoke and came out and put up 21 points on the Trojans, but they have battled back, have the Trojans, and outscored St. Thomas More 13-7 over the last portion of it. But still some work to do. Mingo and Lindsey back deep to receive. That one goes into the end zone where it will be an automatic touchback, and the Trojans will start out from the 20-yard line.
I'd like to see them come out with the same ability. Of course, St. Thomas More had backed off a little bit and was giving them some room, but I still think the underneath routes, not try to hit the big ones, just take 10 yards a pop, move it down the field, and then every now and then go for the big one and keep mixing in with runs here and there, because they're not still got plenty of time, 2 quarters left to go to make up the difference in the score here.
28-13 we go. Joe Bordelon in at quarterback. He's got Cunningham behind him. Back with Harrington now at the H-back. Really the first time we've seen Harrington play action. Got a man wide open, and that's Jalen. Jalen's got it, and he's going to waltz into the end zone. That is 80 yards. That is a touchdown, Jalen Johnson. That is a touchdown, Trojans.
Should have been a late hit on Joe there. They knocked him on his behind after the throw was made, and there was no flag. Should have been a roughing the passer, but they didn't get the call, of course.
That play action caused them, and we talk. You see it on the replay there. The play action to Cunningham, and just wide open was Jalen, and he gets it in stride, and that's probably one of the best passes we've seen from Joe in the last couple of years.
I just watched it. The guy hit Joe right in the mouth, and nothing was called. It should have been in the pros, or there would have definitely been a penalty on that one.
That kick is up, and it is good. Going to keep it right here as we've run a bevy of commercials there. Coach Mesh, the new kicker for the Trojans, I believe.
That's who I was trying to find out who it was.
Signed off the soccer field.
Yeah, well, he put it right through. That makes a difference, and, of course, you still got to have the snap and the hold. That was a problem last week. We didn't get a good snap down, and
so 11 seconds in, and the Trojans get back to within 1. And my goodness, what a big time arm Joe showed off right there. 80 yards officially on the touchdown pass and catch. You'll see that again when we post this all in its entirety. You will also see that highlight cut up and brought back to you.
Notice the lightning back to the south, I guess be southeast of here. I was talking to one of the ladies on the bus, and she said that it was talking about it could be rain around 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, so hopefully the lightning will hold off.
That one's more of a squib kick that bounces around, picked up on stride to the 15-yard line. Good job of coverage there. Josh Marie is able to come up and get that. And, yeah, great work.
A little more intensity by the cover team that time. A lot of young guys out there on your special teams, on the kickoff return teams, and they did a nice job that time of stopping them on about the 25-yard line, 30-yard line.
28-20. Now the Trojans trail this one by just 1 score. Handoffs up the middle. They're going to have a stop in this, and there's a big-time play along that defensive line, and that's going to bring Wright out of the game. His first game back, and great to see that young man back.
And I still say they're holding big time. If you watch it on the video, the guy at the point of attack practically tackled the defensive end that time and would not turn him loose, but there was nothing called. They were managed to stop him for 2-yard gain, however.
Second down and 8 from the 32-yard line, let's call it.
So far, I don't think St. Thomas Moore's been penalized for one time?
May have been just the one. Handoff goes right up the middle. That interior line led by Bryce Rushing. And just some intensity along that defensive front now.
It looks a little more like what we've seen from the Trojans in the past. Because Severio's not here, but defensive front, we got some good guys up there. Just needed to come out, slapping them in the mouth, start the game.
Caleb Andrus comes up and makes that play.
Going to be third and long.
7, yeah, just a yard gain there. Back to pass is St. Thomas More. Look like they're setting up the screen, and that one just gets thrown away. Good coverage there, and have to be careful. Chris Clark continuing the play. And right there, when you get a big stop, Coach, you got to make sure you get off the field, punt it around, and get that offense back out there. And you've got an opportunity to get this thing tied back up.
The officials talking to him, but they, like I say, they let it get away and slap Joe late after the pass, and they didn't call it, but yet they got on Clark that time for a little
Darius Washington back to receive. He stands at his 35-yard line.
I'd like to see a bad snap here, or a block would be nice.
Topples up 13-12 now.
13-12, the Rebels take the lead. That kick is off, and it's end over end. Washington's got it at the 34. Makes a good step up the middle now. Gets out to the 45 before he is laid flat out right there. And things continuing to be chippy out there, if you will.
Looks like number 40 for St. Thomas More. He came up and laid a lick on him. That would qualify for a slopper locker. I can't even say it.
Oh, goodness.
Walker.
And you got to drive the bus home.
I had nothing but a Diet Coke and a head of water.
Coke and a smile. From the 45-yard line come the Trojans. Last time they were on the field, all they did was go one play 80 yards in 11 seconds. Receiver to the near side is Jones. A little bit of a play action once again. Joe looking over the top, and they're playing some Tecmo Bowl offense now. Just drop back and throw it. And Joe continues to be hit after he throws it.
Coach Free is out there on the sideline giving the white hat fits. That's the second time that they've hit Joe after the throw was gone.
In a row,
and they haven't called it.
2nd down and 10, but you see, this is the offense that most of these young guys play in that Madden. They just drop back and throw it as far as they can throw it and look for the catch. The heck with running the ball. Throw the verticals.
Yeah, I'd go back to the little stop route here. The secondary bailing out.
And there it is. The defense from St. Thomas More, though, on the spot with that one, as they did not give up. That's why that play action, that pump fake, will be effective from there, and why it was on the first play.
Right. They need to go a little further down the field, like a little 10-yard down to the first down markers and stop, rather than at the line of scrimmage. But
opportunity for crossing perhaps your two receivers to the near side as they are spread pretty wide.
Crowd's
back to
getting
pass
into it.
is Joe. Throws this one over the top and just a little bit too far.
He didn't want to lay out for it. I might have had a shot at it, but like I say, it was a little bit high.
Remember Bordelon the punter, but they'll swap offense for special teams, and out comes the Trojan punt team as quickly St. Thomas More hustles off 3 of their linemen.
The big guys come running off.
Been very pleased with the way that Joe has kicked the ball this season, and he gets another one off here. That one's going to be returnable, though. And good work. He kicked that one, Coach. Not a lot of hang time, a little bit more drive on it, and did not allow his kick coverage team to get down there. And we've seen more from Joe has kicked the ball a lot higher with more hang time on it in the past.
Wasn't one of his better ones, but good coverage by the Trojans to keep him picking up only about 8 or 10 yards.
Good defense by the Cougars of St. Thomas More. Now the Trojans will have to return the favor, getting good defensive line play the last couple of possessions. There's that little jet screen from the Cougars, and that's showing some life along the outside. And that one's going to be called, and that one will come all the way back.
It's about time. I mean, it was a takedown, with no doubt, right in front of us here on the 50-yard line, and practically flipped the defensive guy over, and they finally made the call.
Good piece of running that time by Hayes Monclaw, but he is going to – that will be negated, and it will go back 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
That's the first holding call that they've called them, and like I say, if you go back and watch the video tomorrow or tonight, whenever, you're going to see quite a few holding calls at the point of attack that didn't get called.
28-20 in this one. 1st down and 21. Again, it's from the spot of the foul. So basically an 11-yard penalty. High snap, back to pass, in and out of the hands. Again, overshot the intended receiver. And, Coach, as on point as St. Thomas More was on those first 3 positions, it's been not really on target from quarterback Sam Altman.
Yeah, that's good coverage that time by Rylan Hall on number 36 had the good position on the receiver, and the receivers have not been open, and they haven't, like I say, he hadn't thrown the ball as well as he did the first couple of times down the field, and they haven't been able to run the ball quite as effectively as before.
9 minutes, 10 seconds to go, 3rd period of play. Trojans tighten things up with that 80-yard touchdown pass. Now they've got to get a stop on 3rd. Altman back to pass once again. showing off that beautiful arm, but just a little bit too much on there as it was 5 yards past the intended receiver. But you can see, Coach, that number 5, Monclaw, is his guy.
Yeah, 60 yards in the air. I mean, he sailed that bad boy. I was trying to pick up the radar here. It looks like showing most of the rain is over to the east of us. It looks, trying to see. My phone's on slower. Maybe by the end of the broadcast it'll pop up. But
3rd down and 21.
Just don't give up the big one. Look for a screen or something underneath here. 22 yards to go to pick up a first.
Altman back to pass. He's getting pressure, trying to set the screen up. No, throws it to the near side, complete to the 40. And that's just a monster tackle by Chris Clark. Goodness gracious.
He lost his helmet, and they're going to have to come off. But
well, it's punt 4th down, so you'll see them punt it. But that was a big-time tackle by Chris Clark.
Yeah, a little body slam going on.
We saw Clark last night on the Thomas Bachman show. He and Tay Frazier and Josh Marie were there. All of that, and it's back to the original line of scrimmage, 4th down and 10. Nobody back deep to receive. Now Washington hurries on. He's at the 30-yard line.
A little people going to sleep on the special teams there, and then
that snap is high, but it's back. Coming in quickly, but unable to get there. Drives Washington back to the 26. He's got it. Makes the first man miss. But the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th men all get him. And the Trojans will take over 1st down and 10 from their 30-yard line.
Good coverage by the St. Thomas More coverage team there. They were down in a hurry. Looks like, I'm looking at it on the radar, looks like it's pretty good bit of ways. The rain shower looks like the other side of New Iberia and down even further south than that. So hopefully it'll hold off or fizzle out before it gets here.
1st down and 10 for the Trojans from their 30-yard line. 3rd possession of the 2nd half. The first one lasted just one play.
I'd like to see Joe go back with the short curl routes or crossing routes.
Instead, Cunningham gets it up the middle, spins around, still chugging his feet just a little bit, and will get out to the 35-yard line, pick up a 5.
A lot better job by the offensive line coming off the ball that time, too.
You know, Coach, the tempo was there for St. Thomas More, and Ash grind the ball out, and now it looks like we've seen their offensive line doing a little bit better as they've picked up 7 yards now on a couple of carries. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, they brought some other guys in, little heavier guys on the front. They're doing a heck of a job. So I got to give them credit to St. Thomas More. Those guys are not really that big. They're, short, stocky, but I'd guess 235, 250 at the best.
Might be a good time to pull that screen back out. Instead, there's a hand on the jersey, but that pass is complete. Marion Mingo has it. Forward progress is going to have him inside St. Thomas More territory. Just the ball will rest in the hook of the 5 on the 50-yard side, on the left side of it here between the 49 and the 50. But the Trojans find themselves back in St. Thomas More territory. 6:55 to go, 3rd quarter of play, 28-20 in this one.
Once again, that was a spot route. He came down, and a nice job by Mingo because the defender was standing right there. Joe put the bullet on it, and guy didn't even have time to get his hand in there. Picked up the 1st down. Not much on that one, however, on the running play.
Just about the length of the football, if anything, so they don't officially give him a yard. 2nd down and 10 from the 49. Joe, and that offense looked to the far side. Washington and Mingo to the far side. The lone receiver to the near side is Johnson.
Got single coverage
Johnson,
over
yeah,
here.
then they go into him too. Man coverage, Johnson's got it in and out of the hands. Jalen Johnson had it right there, and he is beside himself. They are finding something that is working here, getting separation. Joe put the ball right on the money, and Jalen unable to hang on to that one.
He had his man beat by a good 2 yards and just went right through his hands. You hate to see that, but that happens. This is
one
you see
thing
it in the pros and in college. So in college.
and nobody to the near side on Jimmy Duncan. Now he's covered up. Joe going the other way, and you're going to get a penalty that is thrown right off of the line of scrimmage.
I think they might have had a holding coming off the line of scrimmage. Hopefully that's the call. And that's an automatic first down if it's...
No, it's false start against the Trojans. It's declined. Only 3 automatic first downs, and that involves roughing the kicker, roughing the quarterback, and roughing the center on a long snap.
So defensive holding?
Does not, no. There's only 3 automatic first downs in high school football. 4th down and 10, and Joe will be back out to punt. 6 seconds on the north side of the hydration timeout. This may get us there. Snap is back. Joe's got it, puts a foot into this one. A little bit higher on the kick, is gathered in and sliding down at the 25-yard line, where we do get inside the 6-minute hydration timeout. See if they call it here. If they do, we'll take it with them. Don't know that they've called it just yet, but we are in September, and that should be the 6-minute mark. Sometimes the officials lose sight of it, but then they'll whistle down and get it. Doesn't appear to be the case, as it'll be first down and 10, 5:59 in the third. And finally they catch it. We'll take it with them and be back right after this. You're listening to Ash Trojan Football on 446 Sports.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
We are back. There you go. Coach is figuring out all of the buttons on there. So following the hydration timeout, good defense by St. Thomas More to shut down the Trojans there, force the punt, and now back in action. That ball bounces around.
They were lucky to get it back. The running back fell on it. The quarterback couldn't find it.
And going to be a loss of 4 on the play there. And, yeah, you're right, dangerously lucky.
And Trojans were just, we had the touchdown right there, and it went through the receiver's hands. It's just inches from being a big play and not a big play.
Back to pass now is Altman. He's coming to the near side, looking over the top. What a tremendous catch on the near side. And big time work out of St. Thomas More's number 2, Connor Stelly, the senior wide receiver.
And he was covered closely. They both were fighting for the ball, and he managed to come up with it. That was a heck of a catch and a throw right there.
5:43 to go, third quarter of play from Lafayette and St. Thomas More Cougar Stadium.
Both teams doing a check with me at line of scrimmage and calling play based on what they see on the defense. Here we go. Sweet.
Handoff is there, big hole, but closes quickly. The point of attack, Coach, had about a 5-6 yard gap there at the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice recovery by the Trojans. They're doing a lot better job of rallying to the football, where in the first half they just was opening gaps and
keep your eye out on the battle going on with Chris Clark to the near side and McNeese, as they've battled on a run play all the way, blocking all the way down to the St. Thomas More bench. So that battle is getting rather chippy itself.
Quick screen.
Snap to the near side, and that is the backup quarter. I won't say backup quarter by any means. Will Taylor, quarterback 1A, is in there. He's the one that had the touchdown pass, one of the touchdown passes earlier, seeing that he throws the ball perhaps a little bit better than Altman. 3rd down and 7 for St. Thomas More from the 47-yard line, 48 make it of the Trojans. Stelly's got it, and he snaps this one. Incomplete. Oh, and they're calling for the penalty, and it came after a lot of persuasion from the coaches on the near side, and my goodness.
Judge didn't make the call. The side judge made the call on the St. Thomas More side, and that's not his call.
They'll give him 10 yards at a first down from there.
And I was a former official, and I can tell you right now, it's not his call. If it had been on the sideline, it was his call, but that was an in route or post route, quick slant, and then the umpire should have made that call.
You hear a lot from the fans down below us saying, well, we'll take it.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Well, home cooking never hurt.
Down to the 33-yard line goes St. Thomas More in a pass that keeps this drive alive on that pass interference penalty. Coming in motion now is McNeese. That's the toss to the near side, right up the middle, and it will be.
That's a little change they made. They faked a little toss play to the outside, and they cut it back up on the inside, almost like a toss draw. We used to call it 21 pick.
We've ran a lot of that tonight. Aiden Walker out of his linebacker spot comes up and makes that one 2nd down and 7 as the nose of the football just outside of the Trojan 30-yard line. 4:17, 16, and 15 remaining in this one in the third quarter. One-score game, 28-20. Play action there, rolling to the near side. Got a man wide open, into the hands, into the, they're going to mark him out at the 1-yard line. And what a beautiful pass, beautiful catch. Connor Stelly again. And that is reminiscent of that Howard to Besh hookup that was so prominent here at St. Thomas More in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he laid it out there perfectly, and the guy just reached up there and plucked it out of the air. And there he goes.
Sidestepping and getting into the end zone for St. Thomas More is once again, that is number 25, Swilly. Hutch Swilly gets in there for his 2nd touchdown of the night. The LED lights are flashing and showing off here. And I'll tell you this, it is a great football atmosphere. It's a lot of activity, a lot of festivities. The fans are really into it, and they're blowing bubbles down there too.
There's some serious money been spent right here because they got
indeed there has.
Turf field,
extra point, snap is low, kick is up, though the hold was what got that back in action. 35-20, the lead, 3:56 to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds on 446 Sports.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Here we are back to St. Thomas More in Cougar Stadium. St. Thomas More puts that one into the end zone, 35-20 now, pushing that lead back to 2 scores.
We just can't seem to get under that 35 mark. If we cut down to 2 or 3 touchdowns in a game, we might come out ahead. So far, we haven't been able to stop anybody, keeping them under 30 points.
Amirion Mingo, JT Lindsay back deep to receive. Well, spotting them 21 points in the first 8 minutes is a difficult way. It's tough to keep you under 35 doing that. But on the first eight minutes, they pick up 3 touchdowns, and all of you got 2 in the last, 23 or so minutes of action. That one is high, and Lindsay's going to camp under it at the 10. He's got it at the 11 now. 15 goes Lindsay, dives across to the 20. And that's where the Trojans will take things over, 1st down and 10.
So far, the St. Thomas More special teams has gotten the best of the Trojans to put them in bad field position. We did have one good run back earlier
to start the game, and then we're unable to do the Trojans have bogged down 2 or 3 times on about the 35-yard line. Missed opportunities for your band of Trojans, and they're still just a couple of scores out with some 15:51 to go total as we play 3:51 to go, third quarter of play. Joe's going to roll the pocket, throws off the left side, and that ball bounced through the defender, and they're going to call that a catch. on the far side, and my goodness, we'll see if we have that on the replay.
Must have went through his hands because he was right there. I thought he had picked it off myself from this angle.
That's what it looked like, and you'll catch that on the replay as it goes right through the defender's hand, and a fantastic catch.
He was able to keep his feet in bounds and make the play.
Great job, Chuck Perkins, our producer there, for getting that look back to us. First down and 10 for the Trojans, and they've got to find a way to go back down and answer this touchdown drive and get it back to one score.
I think
Snap is back. Cunningham's got it, and he's finding nothing. Might be an opportunity, Coach, to go back to that play action and send one back down the field.
Either that or those spot routes. 10 yards and pop. Uh-oh, somebody's down for St. Thomas More on the far side over there. Can't catch his number, but it looks like might be defensive end or linebacker. Don't want to speculate. Oh, you get just a cramp.
And a lot of that, the cramping, we saw it in the second half of that game last week, Coach. The fatigue and when this humidity and this heat starts to getting on those muscles this early in the season, and that's quite frankly why they have that hydration break at the 6-minute mark of each quarter, because you give these guys an extra stoppage. Absolutely safety first on any of this.
Well, and two, the things have changed from back in the day when I was coaching. We would start at the 1st of August and go 3 weeks of practice before we actually got into the season. Now they start the season practically when school starts, so they don't have a lot of time to get acclimated to the heat.
That and the helmets aren't leather anymore.
Come on now, give me a break.
Second down and 9 for the Trojans. Cunningham, no, it's play action. Good coverage down the field. Joe's going to tuck it and run. And that's what you can do when you've got that man coverage and you've got somebody down the field like that, Coach. Great job, Joe Bordelon. Great decision making.
Right. They turned it back and running with the receiver, and nobody saw where that Joe was running with the ball at all till he was down 10 yards down the field. I thought it was a pretty bad spot, actually. But
when you're playing that type of man defense and you get that receiver out there, everybody else had shifted to the near side. First down and 10 Trojans from the 48. That's Datlin. He's getting to midfield where his forward progress will stop. Will stop him. Oh, they stop him at the 49, so they'll give him just a yard gain on that one. Second down and 9.
I'm telling you what, these officials are letting them go. I mean, they blew the play dead, and they let him push him 6 yards back. That should have been a penalty right there, but no call.
Trojans have got to finish off a drive. They're playing good football between the 30s, but have got to finish this thing off. High snap to Joe, but he corrals it. Play action. Going over the top again is Johnson. To the near side, it's caught. Inside at the 18-yard line. Over the shoulder, and Joe down on the ground again following that one.
If I was Bachman, I think I'd have to give that umpire an earful because they've hit Joe at least 5 times on the deep throw, and they've not called it not a time.
Your Trojans have got to cap off this drive. Cunningham is in the backfield with Joe. You've got 2 receivers to the top. It's Washington at the slot. It looks like Johnson again in coverage. Coverage has loosened up. Here comes the pressure. Sets up that little bubble screen and a hit after the play, and that's going to be the 15 yards right there. They came up and hit the defenseless receiver is what they're going to call it. It was after the play.
Could be a targeted.
And you're going to come up, got him up around the shoulder blades. That'll get the ball half the distance to the goal line is what it should inside the 20. We'll see how they mark it off.
See if they call targeting. I don't know. In high school, is there such a thing?
There is, but it's got to any of the rule. They've went away with some of it, but that was just after the play. They'll call that a dead ball and move it inside. And because there are no automatic first downs, that keeps you at 2nd and 1. Again, only 3 ways to get an automatic first down in high school football. That's roughing the kicker, roughing the passer, or the holder on a long snap.
And they hadn't called roughing the passer to yet. And I promise you, go back and watch the film and see if Joe don't get hit at least 3 or 4 times.
2nd down and 1. They give it to Cunningham. He's looking for a hole. He finds it up the middle.
And
touchdown, Datlin Cunningham. Touchdown, Trojans.
Well, the answer to score now, the defense is going to have to step up.
Got a few Trojan fans on this side we hear of, and that's good to see.
That might be. I think I was on top of the press box. That was our.
That's our camera crew up there. Yeah, that's the huddle operators that are up there running that. 35-26. Trojans come out in the swinging gate, and that puts Mingo back at the point of attack. He's the holder. They shut the door on the gate and will attempt to get this thing back to a one-score game.
Let's see if they step down and block inside like LSU didn't do.
That kick is up, and it is
no good.
No good. He missed it off to the right, so a 9-point lead. We'll be back. You're listening to Ash Trojan Football. It's St. Thomas More 35, Ash 26 on 446 Sports.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
And we are back. Just when we talk about he was getting good at pushing the buttons, there he goes and gets back on his phone. He's got a new phone. He's got the iPhone 3 now, and so it's updated.
My wife upgraded me, man.
Yeah, she did. No longer is he using the bag phone when he comes to these games. Kick comes to the near side. And you go back, Coach, on that last one. They called it was unnecessary roughness on the St. Thomas More team. Had been hitting after the whistle a few times. Finally, it was right in front of the officials. More importantly, it was right in front of that Ash bench, and you know the call is going to be made over there.
Yeah, well, I still say if I was Coach Bachman, I'd be giving the white hat an earful because Joe's been getting hit after the pass is away and about 4 or 5 times and nothing been called.
35-26 in this one. Altman back in at quarterback now. He is more of the runner of the two, turning it back inside, and a lot of I'm telling you, these cornerbacks and safeties and wide receivers, Coach, that's a battle between all of them to see to afterwards. And now that looks like a cramp, and you see quickly those Trojan defenders out there trying to help what looks like Wright, who is down on the ground.
You know, that's you mentioned the fact that St. Thomas More, their wide receivers are blocking to the whistle blows downfield, even where the play's not even going to their side. They're putting a hat on a hat, and that's the thing for me is most impressive. You know, a lot of times the guys, when the play's going away from them, just kind of fiddle around, you know, fake a running a pass, but these guys are going down and blocking almost every play.
That's Bryce Rushing. Bryce Rushing, the senior defensive lineman, suffered from the cramp. He's walking off without any ill effects of that cramp. But again, this is the part in the game where you'll start seeing that hydration. 2nd down and 8. Trojans have got to get a stop here and get themselves. They find themselves down 2 scores once again by the way of the 2 missed extra points. There's a handoff coming to the near side, stopped in the backfield. And that's going to get they'll mark him back to the line of scrimmage officially, but it's going to be 3rd down and 8 for St. Thomas More. An opportunity, Coach, once again for the Trojans to get STM off the field.
Got number 91 checked in for Bryson. They don't even have a number on the program.
Got to get an updated one when we get back home. Watch the reverse again, and here it comes. Good. Oh, and there's a slip down from the outside. Had an opportunity. And you go from what would have made the tackle in the backfield to a 56-yard reverse touchdown. Coach, it's a game of inches to say the least.
Yeah, we had a guy in position out there, and he just, like I say, slipped down, and it was clear sailing after that. Just when the Trojans were getting back in the game, then you give up one.
Trojans have an opportunity, so they're down 9 here. That's 6 points will make them down 15.
It's going to take 2
Still an opportunity to stay down 2 scores if you hold them to just the extra point here. And they kick it. It is up, and it is good. 42-26. We'll be back right here. You're listening to Ash Trojan football on 446 Sports.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Back to live action we go. 14-12, Tioga has the lead over Breaux Bridge. Menard is up in their game at Pineville, we believe, 19-13. And here it is St. Thomas More 42 and the Trojans 26. Good news is that Trojans have outscored St. Thomas More 26-21. Bad news is St. Thomas More was up 21-0 at that point. That puts us at 42-26 with 40 seconds. Again, a little bit more of good news, and it's still a two-possession game. It was two-possession before that touchdown. Goes from 9 to 16. Lindsey camping under it at the 6-yard line. We'll see what JT's got in him. Trying to get to the outside and going to be driven down at the 30-yard line.
I just have to say that St. Thomas More, they do put some licks on them. These guys, even the special team guys, are coming down and popping some licks. Not a lot of grabbing going on. Is sticking a shoulder in there.
Now you're at the point that gets dangerous, and you're chasing points in this one. Down 16, you know the Trojans will have to start going for two when they get it into the end zone, down by 2 scores and 2 extra points. But man, this is looking a lot like the game from last year, just in reverse, as Ash won that one 59-35. It's 42-26 here. Cunningham trying to work his way up the middle in what may be the last play. We'll see if the Trojans go quick. 23 seconds, may try to get another because you want to get as many snaps off in this third quarter as you can. 17-16. Still a lot of time as quickly as Joe and them get to the line of scrimmage, but they're not really showing a sense of urgency. 8 and 7 and 6 on the game clock here in the third quarter. 4 and 3. Snap is there. Play action. Looking back is Joe. Got Jalen again, and you're going to get pass interference coming in at the end of the play.
Yeah, there's a little bit behind him, but the defensive guy did kind of reach and pull his arm down, so it's just going to be.
Now, where it's not an automatic first down, it's 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, which will give the Trojans the first down.
Yeah, and my guys walking in like it's the pro game or the college game. They're going down there where it's.
Well, they may be switching ends of the field.
Yeah.
As that's the end of the third quarter. They may give them the one untimed down.
Untimed down because they can't end
on a defensive penalty, so they will. They spot the ball at the 41-yard line. Trojans, whereas the down counts, there is no time on the clock. And they're bringing St. Thomas More's defense back out there. The Trojans are going off the field. So yet to figure out what's going on. And the official in the white hat is signaling you've got one untimed down. So you had St. Thomas More coming off. They come back on the field. You had the Trojans going on. Play clock is stopped at 18, thankfully.
Yeah, reset. They need to reset that because it'll be confusion on both teams because St. Thomas More was walking off the field.
The play action has been solid for Joe. Yeah, they reset it, so 36 seconds. They'll have plenty of time to get this play worked out. Got to make the most of it.
Here again, I'd like to see a little short stop route, and then they can give it a handoff. Oh, yeah. He was a step away.
Datlin's going to get it out near midfield, and that's where the Trojans will start things off. When we come back, fourth quarter is just a minute away. Trojans with some work to do. They trail 42-26. What do they have in the fourth? We'll find out when we come back. You're watching Ash Trojan Football on 446 Sports.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Here we go back to the fourth quarter of play. I am Doug Gann alongside of Ernie Lott. A big shout out to the folks at, what is that thing called? The waffle place, look.
Yeah,
Viva La Waffle.
That's some good
It
grub,
was. And
man.
I'm going to tell you, we need to find, if we knew anybody in Pineville that was in charge of economic development, perhaps that could.
I thought I was sitting next to the guy.
Right. Viva La Waffle. It's and they said it's ran by some St. Thomas More alumni.
Oh, well,
so
might get them move up our way. And, I hear you got good connection with the mayor in Pineville.
We're working on it. 2nd down and 6 for the Trojans. 5 wideouts for the first time tonight. Joe sets up that bubble screen in and out of the hands. No, it's caught and brought in. Amirion Mingo has it inside the 35 to the 33.
Little juggling act he was trying to run
It
before
was
he
not
got it.
Mingo. We'll see who that was. That was
14.
14. Was that Jones? Eric Jones had that one.
Yeah, he was trying
Eric
to run
Jones
before he got
bobbling it. To the near side is Mingo. He is joined by E.J. Scott. 3 receivers to the top of the screen.
Now they double cover now.
Joe calls for it, but a snap throw to the near side's complete.
Ooh, looks
Spinning
like a face
around,
mask.
and they will call. The flag comes out.
Yeah, I think they caught him over there. They actually got him before the pass even got to him, and still managed to make the catch. It was a heck of a play by the receiver that time.
Spun him back into the ball. That was a good job of concentration by the Trojan receiver on that far side, and it looked to be Jimmy Duncan that brought that one in.
Face mask.
So to the near side, you've got Washington and Mingo. Duncan is the lone receiver at the top of the field. And they're marking that off. That's a 15-yard penalty that will get the Trojans inside the red zone. And, Coach, there's not an ounce of quit in the Trojans. They seem like they've been down 2 and 3 scores most of the night, but have continued to battle away.
Yeah, I'd just like to see the defense step up, and we need to get a stop here.
Joe's got it, setting up the screen once again. It's complete.
Nice recovery by St. Thomas More. We had them blocked for a second, but they was able to linebackers to come out there and make the play.
As long as St. Thomas More is going to play off of the receiver like that, Joe is going to work on some pitch and catch.
Yeah, that's something I thought in the first game we didn't do against Karen Crow. We were trying to hit the big, deep routes, and they were giving us the underneath short stop routes and stuff. And
a little bit of a switch in formation. They bring Eric Jones back into the near side. Harrington is the blocking back, so they'll run the toss up to the top of the field. Grinding his way and then turns and puts his head, stays in bounds.
Boy, Bachman's out there almost on the field. I don't know. He's
almost is a stretch, Coach. He was he was almost in the end zone. Indeed, he was. 10.5 remaining here in regulation. Dare I say, 3rd down and 2.
Big play here. We need to pick up a first and get room to pick up a first down and without a score.
3rd and 2 from the 7 of the Cougars. Joe comes up and switches the play, and he's doing a little check with me at the line of scrimmage, adjusting his coverage, and that's a help from last week where the line adjustments weren't made. High snap, able to pull it down is Joe, bouncing around, spinning inside the 5, and that should be enough for a Trojan first down, and it will be very close.
Yeah, close. Depends on what spot we get from the right side or the left side over there.
Stop the clock, and this will be an official's timeout for a measurement, but the clock continues to run down to 9:54, so they run off about 4 seconds. After that, plenty of time in this one, though. The Trojans have got to get a score. They got to get the 2-point conversion and get a defensive stop.
What we got there?
And that's a first down. Until they stretch it out, and that's the problem. You got a couple of links extra in that chain.
That didn't work the other night when we did had the left foot, right foot deal. And
this is the problem.
The chain again.
This is what unfortunately is the downfall or the tough side of a shotgun offense. You know, when you're under the center, and we saw that last week with Caesar, number 7 for Karen Crow, you just dive in one way or the other. Now you've got to get the snap back. You're 3 or 4 yards deep, and then you have to get those yards back.
Right, and Joe, they're already starting way behind the line of scrimmage, and if any penetration at all by St. Thomas More, it's going to be tough.
down under 10 minutes, 4th and inches from inside the 1. Trojans having trouble getting the right personnel out there. 22 seconds. Datlin Cunningham is behind Joe. He's going to get banged around at the line of scrimmage, but they'll mark him at the 4, and that's going to be a first down and goal for your Trojans.
I would have liked to have seen him put the head down a little bit. He was running straight up, but I think maybe we got a good spot.
The official to the near side has marked it on the 4-yard line, and that's going to be true for the first. We'll see what they do, though, when the ball gets set down. And they do give it to them. First down and goal for the Trojans from inside the 5 to the 4.
I'm curious to how much that down marker over that costs.
That's a nice one, isn't it?
Nice one.
Look, it makes me feel like my eyes are better here. A big shout out to Wallace Eye Associates. They keep my eyes in shape like they are now. So big shout out to those folks. And being our scoreboard sponsor on all 3 networks.
Got the slant over here to the wide side. And
they're looking that way.
And got a hole.
And it's there. Touchdown. That is Amirion Mingo. Touchdown, Trojans.
Heck of a catch because the defensive man was all over him, tackled him actually before the ball got there, and then no call, but he still made the catch.
42-32, Trojans line up and will go for 2. They're down 10. This to get it to a 1-score game. 94 points in last year's game. They got 74 in this one with still 9 minutes to go. Take the over anytime the Cougars and the Trojans do battle.
The coach is in the press box up here trying to get the H back in the right position. And we got motion.
They'll call illegal motion, it looks like, against the Trojans. But the play clock was down to 1 second, so they were going to get the motion or they were going to get delay on that.
Yeah, the blocking back hadn't been set a full count, and for the back went in motion that time. So
we remember that play all too well.
Absolutely.
42-32, Trojans with an opportunity to get this back to a 1-score game. Those missed extra points early have the Trojans chasing points in this game.
Once again, we're talking special teams and having trouble getting play in here.
Down to 24 seconds on the play clock, so you have a lot of time, but this will go a long way in determining how the Trojans have to run offensively when they get the ball back following this stop.
Thought we might get a little pick route
Mingo in motion. He settles in besides Joe. He's going to get the inside handoff. Now he's going to do the throwback. Oh, Joe's going to get lit up too. Yeah, you saw the defenders coming in, and that's a great call, but that's tough to lay your quarterback out like that.
Yeah, they saw it coming. That was a good recovery by St. Thomas More. The linebackers and the linemen on that side sniffed it out, and they were out there to make the play.
Mingo is listed as the backup quarterback in this. One of them, he played quarterback at Marksville before he made his way to Rapides Parish. So 10-point is the deficit now. The Trojans have got to get a stop. Now they're still 2 scores away in this one.
Take a chance on the onside kick here, or you can kick it deep and hope the defense can get a stop.
I think in this one you kick it deep. There's a lot of time on the clock, and you've got a couple of scores left in this one to get.
Either that or put a worm burner. And once again, they got a big gap in there, but I'd put a sky kick because there's nobody between the 10-yard line and the 40.
That's right. And
pop
so
it up.
St. Thomas More lining up, playing for what they feel is an onside kick.
Yeah.
And you're right, Coach. There's just some acreage out there.
Even the back guys would have to sprint to get up there if he kicked it up in the air just over the front line.
And he doesn't. He sits this with kind of a sideways kick. It's going to check up around the 8-yard line and off and goes the – so the – well, I'm telling you, the difference of a kicking game in this, the Trojans have been spoiled the last few years.
Yeah, and contain on the outside. They're getting up the sideline where guys are running down the middle of the field, and then they're breaking it to the outside, and we only got one guy out there. But you're right, the kicking game in the past has been in the end zone every time, and the coverage team practically didn't even have to go down the field.
First down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Watch for a steady diet of running the football And there is the first one. Trojans come up, make the stop. Not until a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7, just inside the 40 for St. Thomas More.
Yeah, you can bet they're going to try to burn some clock here and then maybe lull the Trojans to sleep and try to hit a big one every once in a while. But I'm looking at these guys. Some of those guys are not very tall. Stature, number 27 looks like he's about 5'5", but he's a bowling ball type. And then some of the other guys, they're not real tall. But
the defense that's huddled up by the defensive coaches here on the sideline. That's about as many players as some of the teams we cover have completely on their team.
Yeah, they got everybody over there. It looks like 25 players. So
2nd down and 7. There's the inside handoff. Chris Clark turns the guy around into the inside, and that's a good play by Chris Clark coming out of the corner spot.
That's some of the changes we made. They've been able to turn that ball back inside where before they were getting around the end and picking up big yardage.
Still a lot of work to do in this one. Trojans trail it by 10. Kicking game is not really on their side, so you got to think they need a couple of touchdowns to go. Don't have to go for 2 the next time around because that's not going to help them any.
And hadn't seen St. Thomas More's punting team at all because they have not had to punt.
3rd down and 6, they call it. We'll call it a long 6, maybe a short 7, but 42-32 the lead for St. Thomas More with 7:39 remaining 4th quarter. Here comes motion. Wanting the offsides, but not getting it, and so turning it into a timeout. And had they snapped the football, coach, it would have been there.
Yeah,
but encroachment was not called. And that will cause St. Thomas More to get the timeout with just a minute or so to go. Very impressed with the facilities down here. Our first trip ever to St. Thomas More, but knowing the history that they have had, you had to expect you were going to walk in to not only a field like this, facilities like this, but an atmosphere like this. The fans truly know the game here and have been having a good time with it.
Well, if you can look across the way there, they've got signs over there. They've been in the state playoffs and just about every year practically, and even before they changed up and had the divisions, Division 1, 2, and 3 and so forth, they've always been there. They've got a lot of talent. Of course, there's a lot of money spent, on the facilities and stuff, and you would want to come here. You got turf field, nice facilities, and good following by the people.
Here we go, 3rd down and 6.
Ooh.
Slant over the middle is complete, and that's just a big-time pitch and big-time catch there. And that will get a fresh set of downs and allow St. Thomas More to continue to run some clock off here. That was Connor Stelly with the reception.
And you can bet we're going to see 3 more yards in a cloud of dust here for the next, trying to burn some more clock.
This is what you call that 4-minute offense. Ever familiar with the 2-minute offense where everyone's hurrying? 4-minute offense, you're trying to drain that clock and get as much of it off you can. You got a 2-score lead in this one. Do the Cougars of St. Thomas More trying just to grind this one out.
You have to come up with a turnover, fumble, or something here. Otherwise, they're going to pretty much run the clock out if they're able to pick up 2 or 3 more first downs.
Trojans trying to avoid this big Bryce rushing that gets those big paws up and makes the tackle. That's a solo tackle, credit to them. He had 10 of those last week.
Nice job. He fought off the block and was able to make the tackle and got
helmet
Trojan
comes
down.
off of Wyatt Dozart, so he's going to have to come off the field anyway.
25-13 Eagles over Pineville.
Menard looking to break a streak that goes back to the 80s, Coach, the 90s.
It's
been
a
20-something years.
We
since
used to play Menard, Tioga, Pineville, all of us back in the 80s and 90s.
They lead that one 25-13, we said? 25-13. We'll try to get a Buckeye score for you as well.
Quarter, he said.
Buckeye was trailing 6-0 to St. Mary's in that game early on. You see the 20-0 St. Mary's has the lead over Buckeye, and so not a great night for the Panthers. That's the 3 teams that are on our networks here at 446 Sports, along with the Trojans who trail in this one 42-32. Play action, looking to go deep, good pressure, and just throwing that away.
Man, that's
and that's the new rule, that once you're outside the tackle box and get the ball to the line of scrimmage, that it is no longer grounding.
Yeah,
and that's the better throwing quarterback we've seen, Will Taylor, that is in there. But it pays dividends to the Trojans as it stops the clock for them.
And they're going to look like take the hydration time out while it's 6:06 to go.
That's new, but we'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Dash Trojan Football on 446 Sports.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Back to St. Thomas More. Great work by Coach Lott there, hitting the buttons, pulling the lever down, all of that. Here comes pressure. Stepping up is Taylor.
Fumble.
Ball is on the ground. And falling right on there. Great job by the Trojans. And that has Taylor shaken up just a little bit, as it looked like he tripped some going through the line.
And he kind of got his arm caught underneath there. The Trojan fell on top of him, and
so the Trojans get the stop that they need.
I'd like to see a block punt right here.
32-13 now, Menard all over Pineville. 55-yard pick six by Carson Harrison. And so
It's going to be a long year for the Rebels, I'm afraid.
It'll be an interesting night on Wednesday, but I won't make it this Wednesday. We've been going out to the Eagles Nest Coaches Show, but we will have the Thomas Bachman Show live from Walk-Ons this Wednesday as our Natchitoches Central game at Turpin Stadium. First return there since we all remember when.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
And that game is on Thursday night, so it moves the Thomas Bachman Show to Wednesday night. Come out and see us at Walk-Ons. We'll be out on the patio out there. Had a great time last night. And we'll be able to talk about this fantastic 2 touchdowns that the Trojans score in the last 5:26 next week. Snap is back. This is a high shank of a punt. And that's going to hit and check up and take a tremendous St. Thomas More roll. And, man, it couldn't get any better for the Cougars tonight, as everything literally has rolled their way.
Yeah, I thought if it had bounced back the other way, it would have been on the ball on about the 35, 40-yard line. Instead, it bounced and went the other way, and it's on the 15, 16-yard line. It's just that's the way things have gone pretty much for the Trojans tonight. It's close, but no cigar.
Again, you'll be able to see this game in its entirety sometime overnight or in the morning. It'll be up officially on all of our pages. Again, some contractual things kept us from being able to air this one in its entirety. So make sure that you come back and check out that first half action tomorrow. Snap is back. Snap throw complete to Mingo. Slung down, out of bounds, and outside. 5 minutes to go. Trojans now will pick things up, and they flip it over to a 2-minute offense because you've got to score and score quick if you're going to have any opportunity to get the ball back.
Got to give credit to Mingo. He's made some outstanding catches. The ball's been a little bit high, and he's been able to pluck it down even though he didn't pick up much yardage that time.
Handoff is there to Cunningham. Cutting to the middle is Cunningham, and
hadn't been for the big safety back there, he would have been 6.
Joe down again on that one, gets back up, and now hustles to the line of scrimmage, trying to bust a big one there and keep St. Thomas More honest, and you can do that when they're back in that type of prevent coverage.
Right. Number 3, he's a big hand there. He looks like he's about 6'3", probably goes about 195, 185, and he nice lick on the running back that time.
First down and 10 for the Trojans. Back to passes. Joe fires that one out there, complete. Jalen Johnson has it. That's another first down, and he's carrying Cougar defenders down to the 43-yard line. Jalen Johnson, who has just been the recipient of several good catches tonight. 4:06. Trojans really need to get something over the next, within the next minute. They're going to have to score to give themselves some time to get a stop and another score. Back to pass. This time it is in and out of the hands and look like Mingo saw that the defenders were coming up on him and would have been hit pretty hard. Let that one go. And the one good thing it does, you weren't going to gain any yards out of it, and that keeps the clock stopped.
Right. Probably the better part of Valor there that time to let it go and then get another shot at it.
Well, you're not going to get a receiver behind this defense as they are 20 yards off the ball. Joe will throw this screen.
Tried to run before he got it.
Yeah, it looked like he was setting it up to get to Cunningham, and now it's 3rd down and 10. So any thoughts of a second touchdown really rely on this first touchdown, and the Trojans hoping not to bog down. They sit at 3rd down and 10 from the Cougar 37-yard line. Again, you've got that seam in the middle of the zone. If you can just get a receiver out past about 8-yard line, or past about 8 yards to go.
Looks like this guy on this side over here for St. Thomas More is lined up in the neutral zone. But
looked like our Trojan Washington is up. Now he steps back. Yeah, I thought he was looking in to see past our slot receiver. 3rd down and 10. Back to passes. Joe.
3-man rush. Fires
that fastball in there, and it is a catch to Mingo. And, I mean, he just put that on a rope to Mingo. Clock will stop momentarily to reset the chains. Trojans have it 1st and 10 from the 36, and that's a hard pass as we've thrown out of Joe, thrown out of Joe in 2 years that we followed him. 1st down and 10. Joe back to pass, zips this one the other side again to Mingo. He's going to get down the sideline before he's taken out of bounds. They say that he was in bounds, though, Coach.
Yeah, naturally. That was 2 fast balls in a row. Joe's turning it loose. It looks like they're back throwing the baseball. 2nd
down and 2. Again, you got about 20 seconds in
Number
that
97 checking
left.
in. Got too many men on the field.
Got to snap the ball, and that's going to, they jump down to St. Thomas More and get a touchdown, Coach, because that penalty would have given the Trojans a 1st down.
Absolutely. The referee blew it dead just as the coach got there. I thought we had snapped the ball before he actually got the whistle blown, but at any rate, they got the timeout.
You know, you get much closer in this because the Trojans do have timeouts, a couple of timeouts, so they have an opportunity to kick it deep. I don't think you have to go for the onside kick. If you can get a touchdown somewhere between that 2:45 and 3-minute mark with 2 timeouts, you're just going to have to put a couple of stops together.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little slant route here, quick slant, because like I say, they're backing off a good 10 yards. He could get it in the open field and try to make a move, either Mingo or number 11 there.
Trojans trying to avoid going 0-2 to start the 2022 campaign. Got a lot of work to do. That 35-20 loss to Karen Crow, and they trail 42-32 on the road to St. Thomas More here tonight on this beautiful Friday night in September.
And the cloud lightning went away, so going to have to finish this game. Ooh.
Handoff is there. No, Joe's going to keep that and slide for the 1st down. Wow, Joe on the keeper, and that was a tremendous read. Had us all fooled. Yeah, not all of us. Cameraman was on it.
Well, I thought for sure that he had given it to the running back, and he picked up the big 1st down right there.
1st down and 10 just outside the 20. Joe back to pass, setting up the screen again. That's Jalen. Jalen trying to spin to the outside. That'll keep the clock moving, so the Trojans will have to go quickly. Cannot use their timeouts on this drive. They have got to get and save those for a stoppage.
Jalen could have come back to the middle that time. He elected to go straight up the field, and he had blockers coming, but they just didn't get there in time.
3 receivers now to the near side. Watch the Trojans try to bust something with Cunningham. No, Joe zips that one in there. Going to be low. We'll see if they call it the completion, and it does. That is a great low snag by the Trojans' Jimmy Duncan, but shy of the 1st down. Keeps that clock running, and now the Trojans are getting to a point, Coach, where they may have to go for the onside kick. 2:14 remaining in the game. Toss goes back to Cunningham's. Got to make a man miss. Gets the 1st down. They'll mark him outside the 10 to the 11, and that will stop the clock momentarily, we think. Running off slow to stop and quick to start.
Yeah.
1st down and 10, 2 minutes even, 120 seconds remain in this one, and the clock is moving as it is marked ready for play, and they got to get that offense going, get the play called and ready to go. 2 to the top, 2 to the near side. Trying to spring in with a run. That's Cunningham. He's going to be bogged down, and that's going to take a lot of time off of the clock.
They're laying on him. They're going in late and laying on him.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to run somebody off. Again, Trojans need to snap the football, and they'll get it 5 yards. They do. Should be a call right in front of the official. Jump ball in the end zone. No good, but did not get the guy off of the field right in front of the near side official.
Yeah, that was definitely a home cooking right there because he didn't get off the field. We got it on film, and they didn't call it.
Minute 28 to go here, 3rd down and 6. Trojans have got to get into the end zone. Not enough confidence in your kicking game to try the field goal here and get your onside and go back. Touchdown is what you're after this deep into St. Thomas More territory. It's going to take a miracle in this one. Trojans have got to get the touchdown, the extra point, and then they've got to get the onside kick. You're definitely at a point where you have to get the onside kick now. Watch for the fade to the end zone. They've got Jalen Johnson, and the Trojans will spend a timeout, which almost surely relegates them to an onside kick. But beforehand, this touchdown has got to be there, and not sure how it was missed here, running off the field right in front of the near side official.
Yeah, that would be a good one to send to the LHSA to a blown call. Of course, they're not going to do anything about it, but that was a case that you had to see him because he was running right in front of the side of the official over here, the same one that called the pass interference.
When they get these.
Oh, now you're getting food over here. See? I see how he is. Didn't bring us any though.
Y'all probably stop on the bus on the way home, won't you?
No, that yellow dog going home, man. Who's driving this bus? That's right.
42-32. Minute 28 remaining here from Cougar Stadium. St. Thomas More, your Trojans have some work to do in this one. This is game 2 of a 3-game set with St. Thomas More. They will return to Alexandria next year, but some unfinished business tonight. Trojans won game 1 last season. Have some hefty work to pull off to get this one done. Back to pass is Bordelon. Surveying the field. Throws it high over the intended head of Amirion Mingo. And it all boils down to this 4th down and 6. Now the Trojans do not have to get into the end zone here. You got to believe that any play, though, Coach, will take them. I don't really see a play.
Looks like we're going for a field goal here.
And they are bringing the field goal unit out. They are.
And there's confusion about who's supposed to be out there. There's somebody late getting onto the field.
Mingo is on to hold. Datlin Cunningham is the up back. Don't be surprised, perhaps, if there's a fake here. This would be a 25-yard field goal attempt. The Trojans have to have 2 scores. What an opportunity to try to get one of them. St. Thomas More
calls the timeout.
Their best Belichick in trying to ice the kicker here. St. Thomas More uses the timeout. And goodness gracious.
And we were close to, running out of time there to get the kicker set up because of the last-minute decision of whether to go for the score or for a field goal.
This one is as straight on as you will find. It's 25 yards as the ball will be placed at the 15-yard line off the tee.
And we got the new kicker that's, is that the one that
trying to
just
see
recruited?
who's out there
That's
kicking.
Number 42. And I'm not sure if we got 42.
No. Game rides on this call. We'll let you watch it. That one is up and it's drifting left, and it is good. 25-yard field goal. And I told you, Coach, what they needed to do was get the points right there and then come back. And great job on that 25-yard field goal. Makes this a 7-point game.
You got number 23 coming out. He's going to do the old soccer roll it down the field job, I would think, here to try to get the onside. I don't think the pooch kick we can get down the field quick enough unless he can really sky the ball. I don't know if they worked on it or not, but
no,
not a whole lot of defense. 42-35. Nobody stopped anybody really for the most part, other than a few mistakes.
But again, Coach, you go back and look at it. It was 21-0, and the Trojans have outscored St. Thomas More 35-21 following that. But man, you got to quit
giving people a 3-touchdown lead to start the game. That's what's killing us. But you got to give St. Thomas More credit. They were ready to go, and they came out and slapped us in the mouth early, which I was hoping that Trojans would start a little better than they did last week.
Now, Coach, this is one of those that you can just kick it to the side, and then it's a scramble for it deep because you've only got one man deep.
Yeah, he's got to get over there, whichever side you kick it to. Let's see. Here we go.
Here comes the onside kick right up the middle. It bounces around and is going to be covered up, and that recovery will just about wrap things up. You'll see St. Thomas More just a couple of knees away in this one as a couple onside kicks or a couple of kneel downs.
He got the high hop like he wanted, but we just didn't have the guys down there close enough.
So setting things up for you for next week. Wednesday night, we will be live at Walk-Ons. We invite you to come out there as the Trojans. We'll talk a little bit about this game, and we'll talk about that trip up to Natchitoches Central.
I'll try to make that one. I think I don't have to drive anybody that Wednesday.
There you go. Snap is back. Handoff is there. Spun around. Now we just need one of those Florida State toss sweeps on the goal line and bounce it around just a little bit.
Coach told him to go for try to tackle the football, and we stood him up that time. We just needed one more guy to come in and try to rip it out.
And have not adjusted the timeouts. I don't know. I think that is the Trojans' final timeout.
Yeah, I think you're right. Chris Clark looks like he's got a cramp. He's trying to walk it off out there. Got to get somebody to hold him up and somebody to try to jerk the ball out. But you can see the St. Thomas More, he had two hands on the football. He was hanging on to it for dear life. So, they know that's one thing. There's smart kids here know the football game of football, and they, I'm sure, talk to them about hanging on to it.
Well, what an interesting trip down 49 tonight it has been. The Trojans show a lot of, again, resiliency, but you start getting tired of using that word.
Right. They need to come with the ump to begin with and start out with a bang, and then instead of playing from behind every time.
32-13. Menard breaks the streak. They beat the Rebels tonight. Yeah, let's. How about we catch one and toss it here, put it on the ground, something. Running around and just trying to burn some more clock, and slides down. Officially going to be marked as a sack, but that's going to run off a lot of that clock as they have not reset the clock. And Bachman out on the field trying to get a timeout. We'll see if they put some time back on the clock as it ran off about 8 seconds there afterwards.
And on top of that, they didn't reset the 40-second clock.
See if they call back up there. Needless, and they do. They put 59 seconds on, so they put 5 seconds back on the clock. If the Trojans can get a quick stop, then they will force a punt or perhaps a runaround in the backfield too. This is that opportunity.
Timeouts, do they?
You just no, but if you can get it under that 40 seconds. If you're St. Thomas More, I think you have an opportunity to just go back a little ways and run around some and try to run off. Yeah, try to run off. And you're not opposed to going back and perhaps taking a safety and getting away from there, because you're going to run off a lot of time if you do that.
Don't get stripped of the ball.
1:04, so they put a full 10 seconds back on the clock. 1:04 remains. The Trojans have just got to come up and make something happen on this play and not give up something that takes up a lot of time.
No.
Snap is back, running to the near side this time. Here comes the pressure, and he'll slide down with about a minute. So the Trojans are liable to get it back with about 15 seconds play clock has not started yet. Have not started the play
clock.
And that's 9 seconds difference in it. So the Trojans, this is one of those you run back and you just take the safety if you're St. Thomas More. And there's a timeout, and Bachman is out on the field once again, saying, look, there's no way that's happened. So they'll put some more time back on the clock once again. Trojans should have it. Should get it back with about 10 seconds to go if my math is right. But again, if you're St. Thomas More, you just run around, perhaps throw the ball up in the air out of bounds.
They got putting 53 and they got 40 on the play clock. So
they'll get it. They'll run it back with 13. Well, the play clock has started before the game clock, so now that works in the Trojans' favor. So now they're going to stop it again and then reset that. Told you before, you can't beat fun at the old ball game.
it's like everywhere else, they can't find
Now it's back to 48 seconds and 40.
So now they're winding the clock.
Now they should run both of them, and they do. So it'll be about a 13-second difference. Going to take a little Trojan magic, but if you're St. Thomas More, I think all you do is just run around and then get out of the back of the end zone, and you pretty much use up the bulk of that. You'll have a free kick to get away.
Use that or do the little soccer-style run to the right and then eventually kick it. Yeah, rugby kick.
What you can't do if you're St. Thomas More is shank you very much.
Yeah.
Cannot put one up into the stands over here.
They should use a big snap over his head would be nice.
That one's there. The kick is away. And calling for the fair catch, and it's going to be made at the 45. 13 seconds on the clock, as we said. And the Trojans have an opportunity.
For 2 plays, maybe.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Stranger things have happened, but it's going to take a miracle for sure.
Indeed, they have. It's going to take a little hook and lateral. It's going to take a little something, but
they're going to have somebody standing on about the 20 out here, safeties and the cornerbacks on the 20-yard line, 3 deep, and then everybody else are going to have a 3-man rush and 8 people defending. Crowd
here
trying to
we
get them
go.
pumped up.
The crowd from St. Thomas More getting loud. The defense is back.
Got to give Joe time to run around back there.
Back to pass, trying to get one out of there and in and out of the hands and was falling down. And Joe looking for a penalty, and it's not going to be called. So now the Trojans have to get back. They use 5 seconds off of the clock on that play. They have no timeouts remaining. This entire St. Thomas More crowd is on their feet. Cowbells are ringing. Never did like that cowbells.
Mississippi State, what's the deal?
Right? Never did like those cowbells. And Joe put some zip on that one. You got to get something to the outside. That'll work. Back to they're going to call a false start against the Trojans, and that will back them up just a little bit. And definitely the cowbells are ringing, and the folks here have seen quite a game. Trojans have it 2nd down and 15 from their own 40. Still 8 ticks of the clock remaining. And you've got a wall of defenders about, 10, 20, 30 yards down the field, 35 yards down the field. There are 3 defenders. So you've got to get it over that front initial group of 8 defenders and then toss the ball around and hope for the best. Here, 8 seconds remain. Joe, strong arm, can get it into the end zone, has to have time. That one zipped out there, complete, going to be tackled inbounds, and that's going to run off the last 3 seconds of it. What a tremendous job.
They stopped the clock for the move the chains.
Great job of tackling, and that is going to end this one. St. Thomas More will come out of here with the victory. And credit that young man, Coach, that made the tackle, because he tackles the young man inbounds, kept him inbounds. And my goodness, this one is going to end. St. Thomas More 42, your Trojans 35. Ash will drop to 0-2 on the season, and my goodness, what a furious comeback that gets thwarted there right at the end. Great. You get tired of using the word resiliency, but the Trojans
Just
My goodness.
We just got to have some get up and go to begin with. That's been the difference in the game. I think the last two games we've, down 21 points and then fight back. We've got to come out and be up 21 points or at least a couple of touchdowns and then let the other team have to fight to get back.
Trojans have a Thursday night game next week. They will travel up I-49 this time instead of down I-49 like we did this time. What a game. They fought back brilliantly in this one, but unable to really finish things off, Coach, and just a tough start to the season for the Trojans as they drop this one 42-35 to a very solid St. Thomas More team. And goodness is all that you can say. You cannot spot a team 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's I don't know what the answer is. I know the coaches are working hard. The guys have just got to know that when they come out and step on the field, it's got to be 120% to start the game, and it's not happening. And it's just a case of effort to me. St. Thomas More put a lot more effort in the first couple of series and just slapped us in the mouth, and then, give credit, Trojans came back and fought, but it's too late.
Yeah, like we said, the good news for the last 3.5 quarters, they outscored St. Thomas More 35-21. Bad news was first half of the first quarter, St. Thomas More was up 21-0, and that results in a 42-35 defeat.
And another thing, these teams that they're playing is not exactly your lower tier teams. For
Correct.
Sure. I mean,
correct.
Karen Crow and St. Thomas More have been in the playoffs practically every year. So.
They'll all end up, well, Karen Crow 2 years away from a state championship. A couple of years ago they had theirs. So this was what you talked about when you knew the schedule. When you saw it come out, knew it was going to be difficult, and it was proven that you'd like to come out and win both games, a split, maybe 1-1. But the Trojans go 0-2. Muddy surface last week results in a 35-20 loss, and just a night where they fell behind 21-0 results in a 42-35 loss. Trojans fall to 0-2, Coach, and we've got some work to do. They'll get back. They'll watch some film tonight. The tape-delayed issues in this one had us not going until around halftime in it, but you'll be able to watch this game in its entirety. Go back and watch it. It was a good one. We'll have it up sometime throughout the night or in the morning and check it out from there. Coach, any final thoughts?
Just that I got to drive that slow bus back down the interstate doing 55 miles an hour. Just hope I don't get run over, but I'll be at the Bachman show this Wednesday. I don't think I actually have to drive anybody for a change. And
well, indeed,
see what Coach Bachman has to say about the Natchitoches Central Chiefs.
We'll be looking forward to seeing you out there, and we'll have some highlights of this one, and we'll gather it all up. So big shout-out to our cameraman, Brett Stallsby, made the trip up here with us, our executive producer, Chuck Perkins, who kept everything running smoothly for us. My man, Ernie Lott, by my side, as always, in his 92nd year of calling high school football. So glad to have you here. That's the longest person to ever be in a booth and still be upright is head coach Ernie Lott. And, of course, our big thanks to all of our sponsors, Giles Hyundai, Sadler's Towing, and All-MC Wallace Eye Associates up on the scoreboard, Valex Federal Credit Union, BK Distributors, and all of the others. It's like politicians. You don't start mentioning sponsors because inevitably you're going to forget one. Could not do any of this without all of the fans that are watching back home. For all of those involved, I'm Doug Gann. We'll see you next time. God bless you all and good night. You've been watching As Trojan Football on 446 Sports.